Schoology course organization. It's important to think of the end-to-end user experience. Think about how students will navigate your Schoology course as well as parents and guardians. The first thing that I like to do is I like to have this instructor information page on here. And it can be something as simple as this that tells both the students and the parents and guardians a little bit about myself, my education, and then how to schedule things with me. I also like to include my email address on here and a way for the parents, guardians, or students to contact me. I include my room number, my preferred name, the building, my email, and then a way for them to schedule a meeting with me. Another way to do this is to use a Google slideshow and embed that Google slideshow on here as well. You can see I have the same information. I have my preferred name, I have my email, my building, my room number, a way to schedule a meeting with me, and then in the slideshow I have additional information on here as well. So I have information about me, I have a little bit of my educational background, I have some course description on here. This is super helpful for parents and guardians because it gives them an overview of your course. So the overall goal of including instructor and course information is to allow the students and parents and guardians an overview of your course and an introduction to you as an instructor. The other thing that I wanted to talk about and highlight is course organization. So this is really important, especially when we're talking about end-to-end user. And when we're talking about end-to-end user, again, I'm talking about both students and parents and guardians. So not just what you're publishing for your students, but also how they're getting that information and how parents and guardians are navigating your course. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. The first way is you can go by units. This is an example of a unit folder here. Notice how I say marking period 1, especially for secondary. It's really important that you have these marking period folders. What I used to do is I used to keep everything in marking period 1 folder, and then once marking period 1 ended, I would move that folder down, but I would still keep it published so that students could still access their materials. Now, once I go into this marking period 1 folder, you'll see that I have all of my unit folders on here. Something to keep in mind, especially when you're doing unit folders, is still include dates on your folders. And then I also included some key assignments on here that the students had to complete, and you can see I included those dates as well. And if you go into these folders, some of these I even put daily assignments on here so that it was easier for my students to navigate. Now, if a parent or guardian opened this up, they would know that we were in marking period 1, they would see the dates on here, and then they can even see Monday on September 6th, this is what we worked on, and they can go in that folder and they can see all of those materials. Another way that you can organize your Schoology course is you can go into weekly content folders. So what that looks like, I'm going to jump in here into marking period 2 because this is where I have my weekly content folders. Again, notice how I have week 1 and I have the dates on here. And then if I open up this folder, you can see each day is spelled out with what those assignments are. This is really helpful for parents and guardians so that they can see exactly what you're working on, what day they're working on it. And then here I have marking period 3, marking period 4. It gets a little disorganized when you throw in things like a warm-up and you put that outside of a folder, so just keep that in mind. I do want to show you what happens though when you put dates on things. This is a warm-up that I have, and I'm going to edit this. I want to show you, see here where it says due date? It's important to use due dates, especially for assignments, test quizzes, and discussion boards, because what that's going to do is over here in the upcoming panel, it's going to put that right there for them. So it shows them what's upcoming. Even if this was in a folder, so I could put this in a folder here. And if I scroll up and I refresh my screen, it's still going to show in the upcoming panel over here. That's why it's important to put dates on things, especially when you're making discussion boards, assignments, tests and quizzes. One thing that is unique for secondary is you can assign assignments, test quizzes, or graded discussion boards in Schoology, and you can grade them in Schoology and automatically sync them into eSchool. So what that looks like is if the student clicks on the grades tab over here, they can check their grades on Schoology. And here I have this broken out so that it shows them what a graded test looks like, what a graded assignment looks like. You can even give them notes from the instructor on that Schoology gradebook page. And then you can tell them if they're missing assignments, it will give them a 0. And then you can also say, missing assignment, please submit. What's really cool about this from the student perspective is they can just click on the assignment straight from here and it will take them to that assignment. I always told my students that for the most accurate grade, you should go to Home Access because Schoology will not give them an overall grade, especially if you grade things on paper, because it's not taking into consideration any of those paper assignments that you've already graded. It's only grading what's on Schoology. In order for your gradebook to sync to eSchool, you do have to set up the gradebook configuration for eSchool synchronization. There is a quick reference guide on how to configure your Schoology gradebook to sync with eSchool. This is a one-time process per course. So you do have to do this once per course. Once you do it for the year, it is set. So if you click on this is going to be posted on Schoology underneath of the Nearpod lesson. You can click on this and this will open up that quick guide for you.